Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 57 of the Showbound podcast. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here alongside Ethan Cardwell, and Card's back at home. How's it going, man?
No, it feels good. Yeah, definitely nice to be home. I mean, like you kind of get into those last few weeks before Christmas and, you have that Christmas itch to go see your family, friends, just go home for a few days, kind of hit the reset button. So it feels really nice to sleep in my own bed a little bit and get to enjoy some time with my family and friends for sure. What have you
Yeah.
been up to?
I went home for most of the last week. I'm kind of back and forth between home and here in Niagara Falls for December, really. I got my COVID shot. I snapped the third one, the booster. That was exciting. I'm trying to think. Actually, I wanted to mention, I sent you a picture, but I was at my girlfriend's house. We were making gingerbread houses with her little brother and his girlfriend, and he loves the podcast, and his girlfriend made this sick house, and he just at the end like puts the SB on it for Showbound, and he's like, show this to Cards, like talk about it on the pod. Will this get me on the pod? So yeah.
I saw the picture of that. So I love the advertisement. And we're getting good marketing everywhere, even on gingerbread houses now. So it's good.
So that was funny. And you guys, Colts, staying hot 6 in a row heading into the break. So you wanna talk about that?
Yeah, I know we talked about it last week. I think we were on a 5-gamer last week, and then 2 of our games got canceled. I was kind of giving JT the gears for them canceling on us because I guess they just weren't ready or whatever. And then kind of we've seen now throughout the whole sports world, there's tons of cancellations going on now. So I think the next game, obviously, they just had some cases, which isn't great. But you know what? We ended up big win on the road in Ottawa. Nice to get on the road. Actually, it was our first time staying in a hotel too. So that was fun to kind of have some team camaraderie, have a meal, and then just hanging out with the boys in the hotel. But yeah, most importantly, getting a big win to kind of keep us hot rolling into Christmas break, and then hopefully we can come out on the other end of things and stay hot.
Yeah, a couple fights in that game too. I saw it, like, pretty heated or what? What was going on? And a couple guys
It was
you don't
actually,
expect to fight too.
yeah, it was funny, man, because obviously Veers, like Veers isn't a big fighter, and like I think Tiller was the other one, and Tiller's
And
no
I
five.
actually know Tiller now too because I've sat with him in the crowd for a couple games already this year.
Yeah,
He's a
Tiller's a
Niagara
tough
guy.
kid. Yeah, he's a tough kid too. Like I think he'll be able to like throw him as he gets older in this league. So, but yeah, like Veers got jumped and he legit let the other guy like punch him in the face like 3 times before he started fighting. I think he felt bad because it was like an 05 or whatever. So like the guy was suckering him in the face. So then he's like, all right, like I'm not going to stand in here and just eat punches all day. So then he ended up throwing and he got him pretty good. So it
Yeah.
was funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome. And when you think about that too, I saw the other day. I mean, I guess we know in the WHL there's the underagers, and I was just thinking there's 06s playing in the dub right now. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's crazy to think. And then, yeah, next year they'll have 07s in the league. You see Jerome McGinley's kid got drafted.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man. I hope he makes it to the NHL. I don't know anything about him, but it'd be pretty cool if a Ginla's kid can make it.
Well, yeah, he's a first rounder to the dub, so he'll definitely get his fair chance at definitely getting drafted, and then it'll be up to him from there, of
What do you
course.
know what team drafted him?
I want to say the Seattle Thunderbirds.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure Ginla owns Kamloops,
Oh, is he?
or part owner of Kamloops, I think. He does own some team. I'm almost certain it's Kamloops, but yeah. Do you wanna tee up our guest for this week?
Yeah, I guess I can tee it up since I spend every waking minute with this guy in Barrie. So we got Colorado Avalanche first round pick from the 2021 draft, Oskar Olausson, a guy who hails from Sweden. So he was our import this year, and yeah, he's obviously a hell of a player, and we'll hear more about his career coming up after we're done speaking our nonsense, right? So, but yeah, that's our guest for this week, and we're bouncing back after a week with no guest.
Now, let's get into some headlines. Like the news kind of segment we're gonna be doing now, 4 or 5 headlines a week of what's going on in the NHL and in the world. So I got a couple hockey ones and a non-hockey one this week. First one, pretty obvious now, but the NHL players are not going to the Olympics. You anything on that?
I mean, I think it was kind of coming to that. I think we were kind of figuring that was going to come, and all the reporters were reporting on that weekly on Twitter and stuff, and it was heading in that direction. And it just seems like it's way too much to make happen in such an uncertain time. So I thought that might have happened, and then obviously I wasn't shocked at all when it did. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm not surprised either. I just feel bad, and I wouldn't even understand how they must feel. You would have a better understanding than me, being a high level hockey player. Like these guys, I mean, how cool would it be for you to one day play for Team Canada at the Olympics, right?
Well, just to be able to say you're an Olympian for the rest of your life is such an honor. So yeah.
Yeah, and some of them aren't the Sidney Crosbys and stuff that get to play every year, and maybe this is their one shot, and it sucks. Like that's a huge lifetime achievement, and I feel for them in that sense. But I also wonder, how are the Olympics even going to go this year, man? Everyone's coming from all different countries. Omicron's going crazy. Yeah, it's like a bubble and all that, but I don't know. I can see this thing getting sidetracked and things go bad.
Well, yeah, like you go back to Omicron going crazy, and it is, man, because when COVID first came out, like it was like, okay, like COVID's around and like all these people are getting it, but like it never was like affecting anybody I knew, or like probably the same for you. You didn't know anybody who had it or anything. And now it seems like every day you're learning about 5-10 more people who are getting it. So like it's spreading so widely and so fast now that I just feel like it's going to pose a problem. I hope they can figure it out to make everything run smooth, but that'll be a challenge that they'll have to face.
Well, part of that problem, not in the Olympics for my end in the OUA here, our January got canceled, or most of January till January 26th. Like no games, not postponed. They just like got rid of the January games. We still practice, at least for now, but I don't even know if practices are going to get canceled at some point if things get worse. So our season, which was already shortened, has now got shorter. I've already noticed too, a couple OUA good players in the OUA have left now to go play pro because, last year they sit out the year. They don't want to risk losing another half season or whatever. So notably, actually, Lucas Chiodo just left Guelph, former Colt. You wouldn't have played with him, but he's playing in Italy now for the rest of the year. So, and he's like their leading scorer. So there's been a couple, but
I know of a few more too, but it's not like public knowledge yet.
Yeah,
so we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I know a bunch, even that I can't say. But I mean, like,
it's crazy though, because I never knew, and they were telling me, like the guys that are doing that they can still get their school package as long as they play, or as long as they fulfill like a full course load in it, and they're not a part-time student. You can still play pro and get your schooling package. So it's a no-brainer, really. I think at that
as long as you can make it work, because I mean, you need to take all you need to do to keep your school package. You can be playing anywhere in the world. You just need to take 3 courses a semester.
I heard that.
So that, it's doable, especially if you take online courses. Where it gets tricky is if you're majoring in something and your courses aren't online.
Right.
you have to work closely with the professor. It can be done, man, and it gets done. But that's a good way to do it. Like, it's not bad. So anyway, but moving on, we can go into some more headlines. We got Caden Gooley, captain of Team Canada for the World Juniors, and podcast alum, double alum, Cole Perfetti. Whereas the A, and Jake Neighbors has the other A. So any thoughts on the leadership group?
I thought it was a no-brainer. Obviously, Fetz and Gooley returning players. So I thought it would either be one of them for the C, and then Neighbors has kind of been like, I feel like he's a leader everywhere he goes. I believe he wears the C back in the WHL where he plays there. And then to go along with that, I think he's worn letters for Team Canada in previous years. So I think it was pretty easy choices for them this year. And we'll see. Maybe we're going to talk to Oskar about it later on, but he's a returning player, so maybe he'll get an A. Who knows?
Yeah. I was hoping Fetz would get the C. I honestly don't know much about Gooley other than obviously he's really good returning player, all that stuff. But just because of Fetz and the podcast and stuff, it would have been pretty cool. But I mean, an A, what an honor on the World Junior team. So hopefully they can get gold this year. I know he's got some unfinished business that he wants to handle, right? So
yes,
should be good. I'm excited about that, especially with now like less NHL games to watch. Everyone's going to be more looking forward to the World Juniors again.
Oh yeah, and an interesting stat too is I'm pretty sure I read this right. You may know too, but if they win gold, Perfetti and Owen Power are going to be like the first two since Bergeron to win a world championship gold medal and like a world junior in the same year.
That's a crazy stat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Interesting. Okay. Moving on. Here's an interesting one. Vancouver Canucks 6-0 since the coaching change with Bruce Boudreau, and like wild after, and it's not even like they were bad, man. They still like
Bruce, there it is. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's cool, I guess. It's kind of a dumb chant, but it's sick that the fans are, it took this. It's not just for the players, man. It's getting the market, the fans back into the game. So that's cool. Vancouver's obviously a big hockey city, but like you've been through it. What's a coaching change do to the players?
I mean, a lot of times it's not even the coach or it's not the coach's style. It's just it's a new voice. It's just something fresh. I don't know. It's often like you pull the goalie in a game, right? And you're not pulling the goalie because he's playing bad necessarily. You're pulling the goalie because he let in 5 backdoor tap-ins because his team can't play for him that night. You just need a little spark, and I think that's what they've found there in Vancouver. And I think it's for the best, and we'll see. Hopefully they can keep rolling because it is good for Canadian hockey as well.
Yeah, and must feel like a fresh start for them. They kind of thought the season's over. It is like they're not making the playoffs or anything, but now they can maybe play some fun hockey again under a new coach. So that's good. Now the non-hockey headline for this week: Jake Paul knockout of Tyron Woodley. What do you got on that? I saw the video over and over. It's vicious.
Yeah, it was a vicious punch, and a lot of people saying it's staged and stuff. I did watch it. So it was interesting. I just didn't like. It doesn't look like real good boxing. Like if you watch Fury, like the real Fury fight, like it's a lot different to watch those guys kind of throw punches or how they move around the ring. Woodley just looked so stuck in his boots out there, and Paul looked a lot lighter on his feet. So I think it was just a matter of time before he got him with the punch. And he was looking for the big knockout punch since he went to decision last time.
Yeah, I don't know much about boxing, honestly, at all. And I didn't watch the fight other than the knockout. But yeah, for people saying it's rigged, it's not rigged, man. You can't, like,
you can't fall face first with no hands on the ground.
I know, yeah. And who would willingly get knocked out? And Tyron has a lot of pride, man. Like, this guy's one of the best ever, right?
You would think that. And that's another thing that kind of just, it bugs me. Like, obviously, he's got 2 big paydays out of this, but he was like a lot of people had a lot of respect for that guy for his UFC career. He's a world champion, and now to kind of go and like lose back to back to Jake Paul. I don't know. I feel like his legacy in the fighting world is kind of just, it's not the same as it would have been.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a tough look for a guy with such a career like that. And I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see if like who Jake Paul fights next. Like, because Tyron's not a boxer, right? Only
He's a UFC fighter.
Mm-hmm. So has he fought a boxer yet?
No.
So it'd be cool to see him fight like a career boxer, not like a career.
No, yeah, exactly. And I think it's all a game. He's making millions of dollars doing this. He knows exactly what he's doing. But I'd be interested to see one time when he does fight like a legit boxer who's fought in legit fights and see how that goes. But yeah.
Personally, I don't like UFC or MMA. Like I don't like any of it, but I'd rather watch boxing just because it gets too gruesome, man. I feel like boxing is a little less like scary to watch.
Yeah, UFC's scary. It's bare knuckle boxing basically with kicks involved and stuff. It's scary.
And everyone's getting bloodied up like crazy. It's pretty nasty. But we can send it over to Oskar Olausson. But quick before I do, you guys know the drill. Hey fellas, this episode of Showbound is brought to you by our favorite producers of ball trimmers, Manscaped. The global leaders in below the waist grooming are leaving 2021 with new products. Clean yourself into the new year with the ultra premium body wash. And also, special offer alert, use the code Showbound for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. 4 million men already trust Manscaped, and it's time to join them. 2022 is on its way, and the last thing you want is to be the guy with pubes getting in your way of making this year your best year yet. 2021 sucked, and that's why Manscaped is making a splash and upping your grooming game. Their signature Lawnmower 4.0 is here to take down every pube in its path. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It's even waterproof. This tool is amazing, and I'm confident using the 4.0 to leave 2021 and my gross pubes with it. You know what else I'm confident about? Smelling like $1,000,000. You may be asking how, and I'm happy you did. I use the Manscaped Refined Cologne with the same signature scent that's in all Manscaped formulas, a great complement to your collection. Let's talk about being clean, feeling, and smelling good. The new Ultra Premium Body Wash from Manscaped solves all three for the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine, but in the shower. I shower every day, and I hope you do too. This body wash is infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and moisturized. With Manscaped, you'll be a brand new man and ready to kick all the gross hair and smells out with 2021. Use the code SHOWBOUND for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. I'm all in on confidence and smelling good this new year. Join me with Manscaped. Once again, 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Happy New Year to your balls. And with that said, let's send it over to Oskar Olausson.
And we're pleased to be joined by the Swedish phenom, as he's called him, Barry. Oskar Olausson. Olly, how's it going, brother? You're at World Juniors right now.
Yeah, really good, bro. Nice to meet you guys again. Talk some Swedish and play some games hopefully soon.
Yeah, so your English is probably going to be a little rusty for this one because you're back in Swedish mode for the past 2 weeks. But just a reference for the listeners today, this is Olly's second appearance in the World Juniors. He played for Sweden last year. So how's it been going so far during camp? You're out in Alberta now.
Yeah, we have a few days in quarantine in the room, just spending times with my friend here. And now we're back in practice. So fun to be with the Swedish guys and talk some Swedish again. So I'm excited.
How's the game feeling? I know you got a bunch of new skates, new sticks, you're back in your Bauer gear. I'm sure you're loving it. So how's that going?
Really good. I can't use the skates, man. It's stiff in the beginning. So I use the sticks and it feels good.
Yeah, the yellow and blue always looks good. Who's your roommate?
Ryan Nybeck, you know him?
Oh, okay, yeah, you were talking to me about it before, so that works out. You got one of your boys as your roomies.
Yeah, of course.
How's it been going though? Like, you guys have long days. So, like, just a reference, like Olly's been going all day. So, like, is that typical like days? Like, you're pretty much booked up from evening or morning to evening?
Yeah, we have some meetings and practice, so it's long days.
Lots of team builders as well.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, and me and Rask are actually kind of wondering. So, have they announced the leadership group?
No, not yet.
Maybe you're gonna get maybe an A for Olly as a returning player.
I don't think so. We will see.
You got to be better in those team builders, and then maybe.
Maybe.
One of the fan questions, just while we're on the topic of it, was what's a day in the life like for you right now at the World Juniors before it starts? So, like, tell us about your long days, what you guys are doing from when you wake up till when you go to bed.
Wake up like around 8, get some breakfast, then just have some meetings before we went to the practice, some ice and some workout, and then some meetings, and then just going back to the hotel, get some rest, and then some food, and that's it, pretty much.
How's the food? It's gotta be pretty good food, eh? Like NHL food.
Not really, but
No?
it's okay. It's okay.
Huh. Okay.
Olly also has high expectations for his food. It has to be pristine, or he's not happy.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, taking it back over to Sweden, how old were you when you started playing hockey?
6 years old.
Okay. What got you into the game? Was it your parents, like siblings? How'd you get into hockey?
Just a small city. So, my friends started to play and I just joined and it was so fun. So, yeah, pretty much that.
We talked about it with William Eklund on a couple episodes back, but he explained how the minor hockey system is different than it is here and how you get linked to a pro team. And can you talk about that, what your minor hockey experience was like there and growing up playing in Sweden?
So much fun. With my friends from when I was so young. So, yeah, it was fun. I played hockey and soccer too. So we just play some hockey in the winter and then soccer in the summer. So it was a good time.
Did you guys do a lot of traveling to other countries for tournaments and stuff?
Some, not many. We have some tournaments in Sweden, so that was it, and that was fun.
Yeah. Did you ever go anywhere cool? Like any other countries that stand up when you were in minor hockey that were memorable?
I was in Finland sometimes and in Czech, not more than that.
And actually, I kind of want to take it back quickly again, Rask, but Olly said he didn't like kind of peak until he was like older. So like, I know you told me, but just for the listeners, Olly, mind, like, when do you think you kind of found your stride as a hockey player?
Oh, that's a hard question. When I moved to Jönköping and played for A371 pretty much, then it started to get more seriously. And so I think that's the time.
How old were you then?
Like 15 maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty late.
Rask, yeah, he was telling me like he's a late bloomer. So the guy who really panned out late and it's worked out well so far. But I kind of want to take it to you playing in the SHL and Hockey Allsvenskan for your draft year. And did you go to a lot of SHL games or Allsvenskan games growing up or no?
Not really. I had the A371 close from home, like 1 hour with car. So some games. And then before, like when I moved to A371, I watched almost all the games. And so it was a big step to get up there and play with them.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was going to lead into next. You got to play for H371, hometown kid, basically. And how was that experience for you? You played 16 games in your draft year, and it's obviously a big step up to that league. And it's the NHL of Sweden. So how'd you feel you fit in?
Pretty good, actually. I get the chance and did it well. We didn't have the crowd because of COVID, so that was pretty boring, but amazing to get up with the boys in the A team and play with them. It was unreal.
Mm-hmm. And it was obviously your draft year. You're a late birthday 2002. So as everyone knows, you went first round to the Colorado Avalanche. But did you find yourself like wondering where you would go in the draft, or did you not worry about that?
Not really, because the draft before was almost in the season around October there. So I didn't think about that so much. So just played and had fun.
So like we already talked about, this is your second World Juniors, and last year you got to play, like we mentioned. So how was your experience last year in the bubble there and playing for Sweden? How did you spend your time away from the rink? Like, how do you kill time in lockdown there?
Some video games. We had 1 week in quarantine. This was tough. I mean, so some video games with the boys, but we lived alone, so it was tough, of course.
What video games are you guys playing?
Some NHL and FIFA, like pro clubs and stuff.
Okay. All right. What's Lucas Raymond like off the ice? What's he like as a guy?
Yeah, he's a good guy. Now he has show in the NHL, so yeah, he's a good guy outside too. So yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's having an insane season. Do you have any memories or stories from last World Juniors that you want to share? Anything kind of stick out as the most funny or most memorable?
I don't know. We was in the bubble pretty much, and it was a tough tournament for us too. I mean, we lost the quarterfinal against Finland, so it was a tough tournament for us, and not really a happy tournament. So I don't know.
Yeah, not a happy one for Sweden, but I want to know too, because I bugged you about this last year too, or when we were in Barrie, but you guys had the streak, like the longest streak ever of round robin wins, and last year it came to an end. Was there like a lot of pressure, or like was there a lot of like, oh my god, like we were the ones who ended the streak? How was that?
Not really. I mean, not the guys and me didn't know about that before we played the game, so we saw it on TV like we have a streak, and nobody knows it. And then when we lost, it was not a big deal, but.
So there was no pressure.
Yeah, Rask, I honestly feel like it would have been. I feel like Canada makes a bigger deal out of the World Juniors for like every other country than they even do themselves, because as Canadians, we're just so invested in it. So like we were just so mind blown by like the 40-0 streak or whatever it was at that point. But
which is crazy still. It's wild.
You better get that one going again, Olly. You gotta restart that this year for the boys. We gotta get some wins here.
Yeah. It's going again.
So I want to talk about the NHL draft. as I referenced, first rounder to Colorado. So I know you have a pretty unique one, but do you want to tell us about your draft day and the moment you were picked?
Yeah, I can tell you. Not so much. I mean, we was in Plymouth on the summer showcase, and we had a game day after. So I get drafted, had some meetings, and then went to bed. So that was my draft party.
Yeah, so Rask, Olly, he was at the World Junior Showcase. He didn't even get to spend it with his family or anyone. It was just like, hey, you got drafted. Like, good job. Let's go for practice now.
Yeah.
That's a similar story to Dukers. Like he told us last or 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, very similar. That's interesting. So you were in North America though for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because otherwise you might have been sleeping through it over there.
Would you have stayed up for the draft if you were in Sweden? You would have for sure, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I want to know too, because like when you met with teams, were you meeting with like their Swedish scouts, or were you meeting with like the teams directly? And was it over Zoom or in person?
Before draft or?
Yeah, before the draft.
Yeah, Zoom meetings. Pretty much all. Yeah, that was the thing. We didn't meet there.
And you had to speak English in all of those?
Yeah, we had some Swedish scouts too. So I talked Swedish with some guys, and then English meetings too.
And you got to think like your English came a long way over like from when you kind of got to Barry's to now. Like it's pretty solid. Like I don't think anybody's gonna be complaining about it on this episode. So how was it then? Was it hard for you to speak to them, especially like because you're probably a little nervous when you're talking to these GMs of NHL teams?
Yeah, of course. I mean, in the beginning it was so tough, and then when you had the meetings and learn what to say, pretty much it's easier, but it's still tough. Of course.
Yeah, Rask, he wrote down after his first one, he recorded it, and then he just played a recording for the rest of them because they're so similar.
Yeah, for real. Just keep them the same.
I want to know, so like staying on that kind of same page of like talking to teams, did you talk to Colorado a lot leading up to the draft?
Yeah, I had some meetings, not that much, but I had a good meeting like 2 days before, so I had the feeling maybe Colorado will pick me, but it's tough. You never know.
Mm-hmm. How long after the draft was it until you signed your first contract?
I don't know. I didn't count the days, but pretty fast.
It was pretty quick, eh?
Yeah.
And did you make any big purchases or special gifts you got anybody or something like that after you signed, or just saving your money so you can buy me pitas?
Saving your money. Save money and buy pitas.
Cards, who would like that answer?
Who's that? Gavin?
Yeah, the guys at Gavin, the Gavin Hockey Wealth specialist would love that. And the guys at Gavin, I just want to say, Olly, that they're a team of former hockey players we work with now, that they manage wealth for NHL players. They manage your money, save you money on maybe it's taxes or your investments, get yourself some good investing advice, people who know what they're doing. And for the listeners and for you, you can check them out at gavingroup.ca. They're the best in the business from the top down. They treat us well. They treat their players well. They're the best. So, for people who are looking for some good money management in the hockey industry, Gavin Hockey Wealth Specialists.
And Rask, before we kind of move into like the OHL and stuff, I want to go and I want to get kind of deeper into like Colorado and stuff. And like, Olly, you went in and I don't know if you knew this, Rask, but Olly had 3 goals in 3 games in the preseason this year. Like he could have easily stuck in the NHL if they weren't so deep this year. But I want you to tell like the listeners how cool it was to like play in your first few like even preseason NHL games, but especially that Vegas one.
Yeah, it was unreal. I mean, the crowd was almost 20,000. The first game with Colorado was a big experience. I was nervous for sure. I mean, when I went out there and was so much crowd and yeah, everything is so cool.
How about after you scored? Nerves settle a bit?
A little bit. Yeah, it was in the first period too, so that was good.
There you go.
No, not a big deal. Eh?
That's a confidence shot right there. Wow.
And I want to talk about too. You got to know all the guys, and I want like because I've kind of heard this stories firsthand, but like, can you just tell the listeners like how crazy good of a player McKinnon is in person to watch him?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's so fast and so yeah, he's so good. You can't believe it. He's so fast, and everything is like in the practice. He always wants to win, and it's fun to watch for sure.
The decision to come to the CHL, was it your decision? Like, or was it Colorado's? Were you going to go back play in the SHL, or were you going to come to the CHL?
Yeah, Colorado wanted me to play in OHL, to play a lot, and I mean, yeah, improve my game every day, and not playing in like fourth line back home. But I
Yeah,
don't really know.
yeah, that makes sense. Get a big opportunity to get the big minutes, be relied on, and it's working out. You're over a point per game in the OHL so far. So can you tell us about how you've been finding the league, how you're finding Canadian junior hockey, living in Barrie, all that, how you're enjoying it?
It's tough for sure. I mean, went from Sweden to first Colorado and played there, and then went down to OHL. Started to play the first day I came there. It's a big difference with the small ice and stuff like that, but met good friends and play good, so pretty good actually.
Yeah, no, it was it's been like I remember Olly was saying that he's kind of like had to adjust to like the smaller ice and stuff, but I think the boys are making him have a good time in Barrie, and he has exceptional billets as well, so it's been a lot of fun. But here's something funny about Nhl Draft that not a lot of people know. So they don't have mini sticks in Sweden. Can you imagine that? Yeah. So when Olly came over, we were at his billets, and like he was like confused. He was wondering what the little sticks and nets were for, and so now he loves mini sticks. That's all he wants to play when I'm over at his house. Eh?
They're all skill guys too. I'm shocked that because they have floorball probably from a young age. They're buzzing around. I bet.
Yeah, and Olly just got a gift from his billets for Christmas, right, Olly?
Yeah, I did. Some mini sticks.
Yeah, so you're gonna take that back to Sweden and then become a millionaire here soon.
Yeah. Oh my God. You start mass producing these, you're gonna be literally a billionaire. The Gavin guys would love that one.
Yeah, you know what's actually gonna happen, Rask? There's gonna be somebody in Sweden listening to this. Clue in on what mini sticks is, and next thing you know, we're gonna make them millionaires.
We have to do this first. We got to get on this, Cards.
No, 100%. I know we have some Canadian questions set up for Olly later on in the episode, but I want Olly. You want to share where your favorite place to eat is in Canada?
Favorite place to eat, or where I eat often?
Yeah, both.
I mean, the Keg has amazing steaks, for sure. And then burritos. It's unreal. I mean, I eat it a lot, almost every day. Pita pit, and then burritos. It's nice.
Yeah, this guy's he's eating a pita or a burrito every day. I'm not even kidding, Rask. Every day.
Well, I'm pulling it up right now. The first fan question that we asked for on the Instagram was, what is your favorite thing from Pita Pit?
My favorite thing, the chicken, and get some barbecue on the grill. Take some lettuce and stuff. It's unbelievable.
I'm not even kidding. Look at this card. This is the first.
Who wrote that in?
It's just Quinn Hanna.
Okay, so I think there was an article that just came out about Olly. The Athletic did a paper on him, and it talked a lot about Pita Pit and his obsession with it during practice, and it just happens to be so convenient that it's across the road for us. But I want to talk about a funny thing too. So like, me and Olly, like, I drive him every day. Like, we're basically neighbors and stuff, so we're always hanging out. And as you know, like, he's learning English, like, as we go, kind of still learning words and stuff. But Olly, like, what's your favorite word to say that you've learned since coming over?
That you say A.
Oh yeah, you do love the A. So yeah. First thing you caught on, you're like, why is everybody saying A here? A little weird, eh? But you love the unbelievable.
The unbelievable too. Yeah, that's a good word too.
So he didn't know the word unbelievable, Rask. So one time I was like, oh, this food is unbelievable. So now everywhere we go, this guy will be like, or like we'll be at his billets, he'll be like, it's unbelievable. You got to say one for the crowd, Olly.
It's unbelievable.
Holy crap. But no, I want to just ask, like, I know you guys kind of had a little bit of struggles last year, as you said, not a happy tournament, as you said, for the World Juniors last year. But so how are you guys shaping up this year? I know you guys got a lot of returning players and a lot of guys with NHL experience, or at least preseason experience coming.
Yeah, and we have our head coach too. I mean, yeah, that's important. We missed him last year. He was positive of the COVID, and yeah, we have some good guys. We need to get strong together like a group, and yeah, be strong together.
Perfect. All right, now we're gonna kind of send it away from hockey, get into you as a person. So, how would your teammates describe you?
I don't know, man. You can say that.
I guess, yeah, I should just answer this one. I'd say he's a smiley guy. He's always happy. Sometimes he's grumpy though, and then you don't want to be there when he's grumpy. But no, he's a good teammate, a guy who loves hanging out with the boys, a guy who like loves just playing for the boys, and a guy who's just always tries to keep it light in the room. So a good guy to have on your squad. All right, moving on, since I already answered your question for you. Dream vacation.
That's a tough question. Maybe Bali, if you know that place.
Oh yeah, that is like, a bit of a treat.
Someone else said that on the pod, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rask. That's a bit of a show, eh, Olly?
Yeah, that's a show.
That's a show. If you were stuck on an island for a month with two other members of the Colorado organization, who would you want to be there with you?
I think Landeskog, because he's a Swedish captain. He's a good guy. And then maybe Newhook. He's a good guy too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Former guest of the pod, Alex Newhook.
Oh yeah, love Newy. All right, we got some Canadian questions to ask you now. So a couple of questions about Canada, and we'll see if you can answer them from your time living here. So, what's the name of the Canadian national anthem?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it's "O Canada." Did you know?
No, never heard about that.
Well, you listen to it before every game, bud.
Yeah, but not the name, man.
Yeah. I guess.
Can you name 4 provinces?
Cut and then say what's that?
Oh, okay. So provinces
like Ontario
like,
and
yeah, you got it.
That's one.
Ontario.
Where are you right now?
Yeah.
Alberta.
Yeah, that's 2.
How many is it?
You need to get 4. Where do the Q play?
Yeah, Quebec.
Yeah.
That's 3. One more.
I should know this. Not Manitoba.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
There we go.
Wrong, right?
Yeah,
really?
That's actually impressive.
That's 4.
That's impressive.
Yeah. He goes
that's
not Manitoba to get plus.
That's a show.
Yeah,
2 more. Can you guess the population of Canada?
Like 100 million.
You know what? Not a bad guess compared to America, I guess. The answer is surprisingly low. It's 38 million.
But honestly, that's not a bad guess.
Yeah.
We had like 10 in Sweden, so I thought it was much more.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Last one. Who is the prime minister?
One.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Who is the prime minister of Canada?
All right. I don't know the name. Cardwell.
Yeah, I'm the prime minister of Canada. That's the exact answer. You got it right on the nail it on the head, Rask. You got it. Yeah, it's me, but when I can't be there, it's Justin Trudeau. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we're almost at the end here, Olly. I know you got to bed soon, Stu, but we want to get into our favorite part of the episode, our fan questions. So, what's your stick and what curve and stuff and tape job?
With a hyperlight, 87 flex, P28, and have black tape on the blade, and then some grip tape.
Yeah, always. Best chirper on the Colts.
After Lemmer.
Did you say Lemmer?
You say Lever?
Yeah. He's a tape guy.
Oh no, he's talking about tape job. He's talking about, because we have an inside joke about Lemmer, because actually, no word of a lie. Or I got to talk about this some other time, but it's amazing how much Lemmer cares about his tape job. But the question, Olly, best chirper on the Colts.
I answer wrong or what?
Yeah. Or do you mean like, you know what I'm talking about?
Trash talk.
No. Did I answer wrong or no?
Well, is Lemmer the best chirper?
No. Did you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about tape jobs.
Yeah, but why? I talked about my stick and then
Explain chirping cards, like trash talking. Explain
No,
it.
Olly. What we're doing right now is we're switching the questions. It's just quick questions.
Oh, you're switching.
Yeah, it's a different question.
You continue to talk about Lemmer.
Okay, yeah, but I just had to reference it for the viewers. But okay, new question. Who's the best chirper on the Colts?
I'm leaving this in.
It must be you and Allenson.
Couple clicks for me. Yep. Cheers.
Is Ali running his mouth out there?
Ali's always saying stuff, you know. Do you have good style?
If I have good style, yeah, I think so.
Does he cards?
Yeah, he does. He looks good. I mean, he's got a bunch of Lulu stuff now too off the ice, and he's typical Swede on the ice. Looks good out there. Looks put together. Tall and skinny. What do you think of Colorado's young core? So their young group of players.
I haven't met so many guys yet. I mean, I met New Hook. He's a good guy. Byram too. And that's pretty much it. We don't have so much young guys now, and we had some invites to the camp, but not more than that. But New York and Byram is two good guys.
Mm-hmm. And then last but not least, what skates do you use?
Bauer Ultrasonic Supreme.
Yeah, they look sharp too with the back tuck and everything going on. But no, that's it for the questions. Rask, you got anything before we kind of wrap it up?
Just one more quick one that someone asked. What do your parents do?
They work in Sweden. My mom is a nurse, and my dad works on a construction company as a type of leader.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have any more. I'll flip it to you, cards, as always. But I just want to thank you for taking the time, especially now heading into the World Juniors, and I want to wish you good luck, but not against Canada. But I hope you do well. So, cards, I'll flip it to you.
Yeah, Olly. Yeah, pleasure having you on. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're super busy, but you found time for the boys, which we really appreciate, and I'm sure the fans are gonna love it. And you know what? I think you did a lot better than you expected with your English. It was pretty seamless. So thanks again, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks to Oskar Olausson for doing that. And yeah, his English, I mean, obviously wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. Like there was no problem here in what he's saying. Just short answers, which is expected. But what do you think of that interview?
No, I thought it was a good one because I know he was like kind of like texting me. He's like, I don't know if my English is ready, like to go on and kind of speak on a podcast or anything like that. But you know what? I think we've had worse on from an English standpoint.
From Ivan.
Ivan one was so funny though, man. But it was good to just catch up and see how he's doing at World Jays. I'm expecting him to have a big tournament. He's obviously an amazing player, and he's a good guy too. Once you kind of get him like out of his shell too, and he's comfortable with you, he's a really funny dude to be around. So glad he came on, and it was a good interview.
Yeah, it was good. It was good having him on, and like I said, hopefully he has a good tournament, but not against Canada. Like honestly, and you know what I was thinking too, because we talked about the leadership group thing with him, and you don't see it as much with Canada, but with Sweden and the European countries, there's a lot more returning guys. A lot of them come the year before their draft year, right? And they that may play 2 or 3 World Juniors even, and you don't see it with Canada. So I'm sure, I haven't even looked at their roster, but I bet there's a ton of returning guys that are going to compete for those A's and C's.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you do see that a lot in the other countries. I think Canada and the US too. They just have such a powerhouse at each age that it's hard to make it as an underager. So even in Sweden, it's very hard, and that's why he's a first round pick. But no, definitely he'll be in the running for an A, and we got to give a Showbound bump to Cole Perfetti. I don't know if we did at the start of the episode. Yeah, we did.
We did, kind of. Like, we didn't say the words Showbound bump though, but now that we said it, he's gonna get a couple multi-point games to start, I bet.
That's definitely deserving of a Showbound bump. So kudos to him. And I wanted to quickly give a shout out to the Clarington U14 Toros team. I went out to their practice tonight, and they were all hooting and hollering about the pod. They were saying, we love the pod, love listening. So they were all asking if they could get a shout out. So I figured give those boys some love, and really appreciated them having me out to their practice.
Yeah, I bet they made you look pretty stupid out there. They're pretty nasty, I heard.
Oh yeah, it's tough to get them by the goalie and the defenseman nonetheless. And then I got the forwards just attacking through my feet. You got to go through my stick and stuff. So yeah, I was in a bit of a blender out there today.
Yeah. Now, a couple things we can foreshadow here without saying too much. Firstly, it looks like we will get a Canadian Olympian hockey player from this Olympics coming up on the podcast after the Olympics.
Right.
So that's something to look forward to. Won't say the name. Cards, you know who it is. And I texted him the other day, and he said yeah. So that's exciting. And I don't know how much we can say, but Cards, I have something in the works, something big coming out within the next couple of weeks, I'd say. I mean, we'll drop some more information along the next couple of days, but some stuff to look out to here for Showbound listeners and fans, and just all the people. What do you think? We got a lot on the go, Cards.
Yeah, and I think it's something not only for us. I mean, obviously the podcast is for all of our listeners, but what we have going on is going to reach a lot more than that. So we're really excited to kind of launch our ideas here in the next coming days. You'll kind of hear more about it, but then from there, as many people as we can reach through our platforms and stuff. I can't wait. And I am having a hard time not spilling the beans, but you know what, there's big things coming, and we really appreciate all the listeners, and hopefully you guys can all get behind what we're going to start doing. Just quickly before we wrap things up, I guess we're getting to the end here, but big win for the Cowboys this week, 10-4, looking for home field throughout the playoffs. So that's a Cowboys update. Where are we at with Green Bay and the Bills?
I don't know. I've stopped following Green Bay. I just collect my ownership checks every week. But I know the Bills won, and I was gonna go to that Bills game. I had said like 2 weeks ago I was going, and it came down to COVID ruined it for me. My parents were like, "You can't. That's a massive stadium. America doesn't care about it and stuff. Like, you're gonna get COVID if you go." And I was upset, but definitely understand it. And I probably would have been too uncomfortable to go, if I'm being honest, around like 80,000 people. With no mask and stuff, it would have been too much. But so I still have yet to experience a Bills game, at any NFL game for that matter. So
but it's in the near future, so it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, hopefully I can eventually get that going. They should do one game a year where the Bills play in Canada.
They used to. The Bills used to play in or I think I saw the Bills versus Atlanta at Rogers Stadium, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that'd be so sick. You get 50,000 people in there. Like, that'd be cool. So let's bring that back. Let's start a movement. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about here?
No, that's good from me. You?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think we're good. I like the amount of teaser you dropped for what we have is perfect. Like, I think if you listen to the words carefully, you kind of know what it is, but without saying, I like it. So I'm fired up to get that rolling. We got a lot of business things to discuss in the next couple of days. And also, hey, we got a fun week ahead for everybody with Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up. Should be fun. So I'm kind of stealing a bit of your thunder from the outro, but I'll let you finish off what I was going with.
Yeah, I just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. We'll definitely catch up with you guys before the new year, but 2021 has been a really special one for us. So we're just really appreciative as always for all your guys' love and support, and just want to wish you and all your families a safe, happy, and healthy Christmas from the Showbound crew here. And that's us signing off for this week. We'll catch you next time.